Andy, I spoke to Andy about it earlier. I told him about it. Ooh.
About what? The podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what did he say?
He said he listened to it. He was driving up to Scotland this morning.
Oh, he listened to it?
He listened to a 22-minute
really?
one.
What did he think?
He said he really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah. He said, who's the other guy? I said, it's Gary.
Oh, really? What did he say about it? Did you tell him it was just not even... It was just testing out the mic, really?
No, he said he enjoyed it. He said, I think he's just being nice, really. There you go. Smoking nice, that one.
Oh, cheers.
He was saying that we should try and start off with like a bit of an introduction.
I was thinking that.
Do you want to do one now?
Yeah, because you can edit all this bit out.
Oh, yeah. Like, well, what would it be?
Well, I'm Gary, you're Dan. This is your idea.
Right.
We always talk about MMA anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
You got me into it years ago, watching Pride.
Yeah.
Back when it was like, not old Pride, it was happening, wasn't it?
It was just finishing up.
Oh.
It was like Pride 32.
Fedor was undefeated though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. On paper.
He was your guy.
Fedor?
Yeah.
Bloody loved Fedor.
Yeah, and then you just got me into it, because I wasn't really into anything apart from a bit of F1.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So what was the year you got into MMA? Because obviously I was exposing you to it from kind of 2007 onwards.
Yeah, from then really, 2006, 2007 I reckon.
Yeah. But you were resistant to it at first. You were like not that interested.
No, I was. I was
don't know
interested.
why.
No. What it was just like I'd watch it, and then my friend group at school, none of them would be into it, and I tried talking to them about it, and they would just only talk about football really. So
yeah.
But yeah. So you used to watch it all the time. And then, so you'd watch that, and then I'd be at Mum's, and The Ultimate Fighter was on, the one with Bisping when he was in it, and I used to watch that. I bet I know, I sort of knew what was going on around that time. I guess Anderson Silva was like undefeated.
Yeah.
That was he was in his
heyday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because there used to be an advert of him and that. What else used to happen around then? What got you into it? I don't even know.
When I was finishing secondary school.
Yeah.
And it was right when... So I finished secondary school in 2006, but YouTube came out in 2005.
Yeah.
So when we were in the final year of school, we were just figuring out how to get YouTube working on the school computers.
Right.
So we could all watch silly videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was right at the time when the Kimbo street fights were happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching Kimbo having fights with, people in his backyard and that at school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you showing me that.
Yeah.
Because you showed Pete and he was like, oh, bloody hell, boys.
Yeah.
he got well excited about that.
Yeah, he did like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on Mum's old computer by the fish tank.
That's right,
That's right, yeah.
Well, that computer was so slow, and we'd just got half meg broadband at home. So what I would have to do is there would be a couple of fights and favourite clips I'd have. I just have the tab always open with it always buffered up and leave the computer on.
Yeah.
That way you could just go between tabs and watch things that you just stick on all the time.
Yeah.
Like, because I started watching Crocop highlights and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah, because I remember stuff like, you showed me, who are you? Yeah, I think the first person you showed me was Igor Vovchanchyn.
Oh yeah.
His highlight video, that was well good. I remember showing someone at school and they weren't interested.
Ice cold.
And then I reckon you saw him get knocked out by Crocop. Then you were like, "Who's this guy?" And then, is that right or not?
Kind of. So when I was aware of Kimbo, and I was going to like amateur boxing club and stuff like that. And then I started college, and on the open day for college, we were like ogling at the girls that were like in the dance studio, like through the glass and that. But through this kind of sea of girls, there was like some real big spotty guy back there, like throwing his leg up in the air, like throwing axe kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, who the hell's this guy? Anyway, he came out, and it was James Turner, my friend. And I was like, oh, those were some good kicks, mate, and all that. And he was like well into Bruce Lee, and he was telling me all about it.
Well, this was at college?
This was at college, yeah. And then he started showing me like Crocop highlights and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, geez. And then he came to college
right.
one day, like, oh my God, I've got to tell you about what happened last night. He was like, Mirko Crocop got knocked out by Gabriel Gonzaga. And I was like, who? Like, what are you on about? And he was like devastated.
Oh,
he was devastated. He was like, oh my God. He showed me the clip and I was like, just saw it all over his face, like how much like it meant to him. And I was like, oh my God, like, Christ. So I started watching Crocop stuff and, you know, all the old Pride stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was just hooked ever since. And then, you know, I remember staying up all night to watch like the Ultimate Fighter season 10 because that was the one with Kimbo in it.
Yeah.
And like Brendan Schaub and Matt Mitrione and people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the season where Rampage and Rashad were the coaches. And I was just so into it. And ever since then, like I've just, you know, I stay up all night to watch even the worst Bellator pay-per-view. I'll stay up and watch it. Like, you know, when MVP versus Paul Daly happened and I convinced you and Ben to stay up and watch it with me?
Yeah.
And you were both like, I'm never staying up for a Bellator ever again. Like,
was...
I still will because I can't help it.
Yeah, but that was a shame, that fight.
I know.
That was rubbish. Yeah. What was it? That night, I just didn't like Bellator that much. I didn't like their production that much.
No.
No, like they'd have Rory McDonald pan to the screen and break down the next fight.
Yeah.
It was just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you listened to any podcasts today?
No, not to say anything happened.
Did anything happen? Yeah. So Ariel asked Valentina what he thought of Cejudo for calling her out.
Right.
And she said, what did she say? It was funny, whatever she said. I reckon she thinks she could beat him. She's pretty confident.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think the fight would ever happen, and I don't think Valentina would have any chance of winning that.
Unless she landed something. She could run in with a flying knee like Masvidal.
Yeah, it'd be so unlikely.
She
has to hit him with a shot so hard it puts him out, and that's a hell of a big thing. Like Valentina doesn't have one punch knockout power with her hands. It's not a good matchup for her anyway, and it's Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
That's
not even Nunes.
No, not even Nunes. Henry would run right through. It's not the girl's fault. They have never fought like the people Henry has fought all the way through the Olympics and all through his life. Just that body of work and the strength of the people he's been fighting.
Yeah, I think people just think he might win because he's like small and quite cringy. But he did beat like TJ.
Yeah.
You'd imagine TJ would beat any of them, so.
Yeah, I just, as much as I love Valentino, I just don't think it'd be a competitive or fair matchup at all.
No, it won't happen. It shouldn't happen.
No.
Yeah, what else did I listen to today? Listen to Brendan Schaub.
Oh yeah?
That was all
Did
right.
he mention any of that stuff with the beige frequency documentary and all that?
No, he didn't mention it.
He hasn't mentioned anything about it.
No.
That's so strange.
Yeah, he was breaking down more fights and
Was he?
Yeah, and he didn't do the thing at the start where he didn't talk about comedy for 45 minutes at the beginning. Right. Yeah, which I thought was weird. Like it was actually quite a good one.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
like
very
I enjoyed it more than usual. Like because we haven't been enjoying it recently.
No, well I haven't listened to it for a couple of months. I just can't. There's just no content in it I like. I like Brendan. I wish him well. I don't think that documentary was entirely. I don't know. You know, we were happy for Brendan when he started making it big in comedy, and that one we were like, well done.
Yeah.
You know, fighter turned to that. All this other stuff. If you haven't seen the beige frequency documentary, it keeps getting taken down on YouTube, but I think it's still on Vimeo.
Yeah.
Where did you watch it?
Well, I sent it to you, didn't I? I saw it when it first came up and just watched it while driving the lorry. Just sort of put it there and watched it like listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
But glancing at it a bit, but I was driving. Anyway, and then I sent it to you and said watch this immediately because in the comments it said it had already been taken down. Right, okay. And then you watched it.
Yeah, well, we were sat in A&E because Abby hurt her neck or something.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a waiting room when you sent it to me. So, when you I'm not obnoxious enough to turn my phone up, and in a waiting room it's probably fine in it. No one cares if you're watching a quick video a bit loudly. But I couldn't do it, so I listened to it so quietly I couldn't even hear it. Like I was watching the video and then I was listening to it as well, like in my ear quickly.
Yeah.
But then when I got home, I did stick it on when I was doing the dishes and all that, and pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you could hear that it was an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was interesting. Makes you think. But
do you think that like Joe Rogan and all that's taken all the comments down because, because when I went on the Joe Rogan podcast that had Brendan on it, there were no comments about the documentary, even though the day before there were a couple on there that had loads of thumbs up.
Oh, right.
And then the next day it was all flooded again, so they must have started taking them down, given up halfway through, like, oh, too many.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't know.
But you'd think he'd be able to take some criticism. I think the whole thing... It's funny, actually, because that documentary was saying about his stand-up comedy and all that. And we were saying, like, yeah, we haven't really been able to find any of his clips anywhere. It's really, really elusive to find, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, like, there are a couple of clips that the Beige Frequency guy showed that, like, I haven't searched for them or anything, but they didn't seem very funny, did they?
No, they didn't.
But then if it was a documentary saying how funny this thing was, then maybe you'd be like, oh, like, you're already swayed one way or another by the context of the video being negative.
That's right. But the only thing because I thought it seemed like Brendan was being a bit harsh to Brian, but when you actually think about it, like, no one knows except for them two what's going on. So
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You can't take anything from a podcast and say like they're having a bad relationship and
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? They know each other pretty well.
Yeah, I'd guarantee so. They probably talk every night like, oh yeah, who cares? Like,
yeah, but hopefully he's sorted out a bit now and it'll be better to listen to.
Yeah.
But he should address it, you'd think.
Yeah.
But the guy, has he got the Beige Frequency? Has he got like a popular YouTube channel or?
I think it's fairly popular. I think it's not to do with MMA or anything. It's just about like kind of stories about people.
Oh, right.
Like stories about people that you would know, like just showing them in a slightly different light. I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Almost like in some kind of beige frequency.
Oh, is that what that means?
maybe that's what the guy was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'll have to listen to it and see what you think. His the most recent podcast today.
Yeah, well, it's my birthday today, isn't it? So
oh yeah.
I've just been like flying around because I didn't want everyone to come over here. So I've been like, no, I'll go see you, and I'll just like do it in one big round trip. So that's what I've been doing. We've just got back.
Yeah. What else is going on at the minute?
We've got obviously DC and Stipe.
Oh yeah.
I think we should put our money on Stipe.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, are you thinking DC?
No, I do think Stipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brendan was saying today he thinks that Stipe sounds all punchy at the minute. It's a bit harsh of Brendan to say, but
yeah, Brendan can't really talk.
No, but you saw what he was saying. But does he? He always is a bit hard to understand.
Yeah, he's always been a bit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not surprising. You know, the fights he's been in.
Yeah.
But if you think, like, I know DC knocked him out in the first round. On paper, that sounds bad, but it was competitive up till then. DC was winning, but it was competitive. Like, it wasn't, he didn't get beaten up real bad, like dropped 3 times, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He got clipped in the clinch with a right hook. He went down, and that was it. But think of the Francis fight before that he had, because nobody, like Kane got knocked out by Francis just the other day, and Curtis Blades, but Stipe like took him. He beat him. And Verdum, I know he was like running backwards and caught him. Think of the people Stipe's beat. I know he lost to DC the other day, in the last fight. But Stipe just had a kid, or like, he had like a kid like 2 weeks after he fought. He's had loads of times off. He's been stewing on this, waiting, because he didn't think he was going to get the fight. He thought that DC was going to fight Brock. He's been stewing for ages. Now he's got it. He's coming back. He's clean shaven.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. It's hard to see DC losing sometimes. I know we've seen him be knocked out.
Yeah.
But still, it's hard to imagine him losing because he always wins.
Did you see his new beard? Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you should keep that.
I agree.
Yeah.
He looks younger with that, even though, what is he, 40, isn't he? And he's gone past his day when he said he was going to retire in March.
Yeah.
He's still out here doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And if if DC fights Stipe and wins, then it's got to be John back down at 205, unfortunately.
Yeah, because that's where DC wants to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, only he would know best. Who am I to say? But
yeah.
It sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, just have to see how that one plays out.
Yeah. And then you've got Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa fighting. That's a good fight.
Yeah, that is a good fight.
I've been high on him for ages. Like, back when he was called Borrachini, I was like, this guy's fucking madness. And then he stopped getting called that, and I thought I'd lost him in the shuffle. Like, where is this guy? Like, I can't find him anywhere. And then this big guy called Paulo Costa came in, and I was like, oh yeah, I like him. And I started working out that they were the same person.
Oh, I see.
Because he used to be called like Borrachini or something.
I think that's his nickname.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think they used to, I think on some older fights, like at the bottom of the screen, it would say that instead of his name. It'd be like in some old Crocop fights, it doesn't say Crocop down in the timer. It will say like Filipovic.
Yeah, oh, I see.
And you'd be like, oh yeah, it'd be like learning that, Crocop and Filipovic are the same guy. It'd be like learning that.
Oh, yeah.
What about the fights that come in this weekend?
I think we should put all our money on Pettis.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree.
It's just silly thinking Nate can do anything.
No, it's 3 rounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And Pettis doesn't like him, apparently.
No, I think they've got some beef.
I didn't even realise
Apparently
that.
it attacked him in a nightclub, I heard the other day
really?
on some video, yeah. Like him and Nick and some other people, probably not Jake Shields, he probably doesn't go out on things like that with him, but jumped him in a nightclub.
Really?
Yeah. So apparently they've always had beef. Duke Rufus was saying that, that Pettis is so fired up, like, really going to try and kick his ass.
Yeah, I did hear a bit of Duke Rufus today, actually, saying about that.
Yeah.
He did sound like he was definitely fired up for it.
And Pettis, Pettis choked out Gilbert Melendez, didn't he? Which is obviously a scrap pack teammate.
Yeah.
So, and what Pettis did to Wonderboy, of course.
Yeah.
Because Nate's thinking is that, he hasn't taken any fights recently because they're not offering him anything good because he's been off for a while. But in his own opinion, it's not like he's coming off a loss. Like, he reckons he beat Conor McGregor in that last fight. And then the fight before that, he fucking choked him out. So he thinks he deserves, something big. And a Pettis fight is it's definitely one of the best guys to be fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because if he beats him and Pettis just did that to Wonderboy, I mean, Nate's right. Because even we're guilty of this. When we're talking about, the top of any division, whether it's 155 or 170, we never at any point say, we're like, oh yeah, but Gaethje could just come in and just destroy everyone maybe, who knows? Or we could say, up at welterweight, we could say, no, Darren Till's going to come back and do this. But we never say, Nate's going to stop any of that, do we?
No.
What if Nate ended up being the champion?
Yeah, Nate and Masvidal was a good fight.
Nate and Masvidal, yeah.
But Masvidal would just win. I just can't see him really beating anyone. Diaz.
Really?
No, not at 170.
Not at 170.
Well, if he beats Pettis, who's ahead? Everyone good. Like, Woodley would kill him.
Woodley would kill him.
do you think? What's Nate gonna do to Tyron?
Yeah, that's true.
Submit him, maybe.
He could submit him.
Out cardio him, tire him out.
He could just sting him with that jab. Just his, Nate's got that really good 1-2. Just staying on the outside, hitting him with that. Woodley's just throwing that big power right.
Yeah.
Dislocates his shoulder again. Could happen.
Yeah, it might just look like Nate Diaz versus Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
That's true.
You see?
A video popped up today again of the Schmo. Who is the Schmo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's jumped up in my life recently as well.
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard of him, it was at a press conference, and somebody strange was asking a question about 165 or something, and Dana was like, "What?" And then the guy had to repeat it again, and then Dana kind of fobbed him off, and I was like, "Oh, that was a bit awkward." And then ever since that day, I realised that this other video that I was resisting kept popping up, like the pro and the schmo with whatever fighter. I was like, who is this guy? Eventually, because I was like, you know when a video pops up a lot, and you're like, no, I don't want to watch that, and no, I still don't want to watch it. Thank you very much. But I ended up watching it. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He does get a lot out of the fighters and that.
Yeah,
it's just weird how he keeps popping up.
Yeah, he seems to be everywhere. He's working hard. I like how he dresses and all that. He's actually got to be very quick, because if you think, like, he's interviewing top fighters, he's got to think on his feet whilst talking to them, and then not only has he got to think about what he's going to say, he's got to think about how the schmo should say it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's like ad-libbing a character.
Yeah, he's made it hard on himself though in that way, I guess.
Well, certainly sticks out at you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has got some good interviews out there with people. I think Dana likes him. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing, I guess.
Yeah. Right, we done, are we?
Well,
You gotta get going.
in a minute, yeah. She'll probably ring me saying she's on her way home in a minute.
Oh, really? You making tea?
The cauliflower is on.
Just left it going in your house?
Yeah, be alright, won't it? It takes about an hour. Gonna have cauliflower mash. The curry's done in the slow cooker. Yeah, I better go check on it really.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Right on, Gav. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you.
Cheers.
See you again. Cheers, boy.